Alrighty, so I'm actually having a GeForce RTX 2060 in my PC right now, and I am struggling a little bit with that, and I'll show you exactly why. The problem actually is I just have 6 gigabytes of VRAM, and I can show you that on the display here. So you see it comes right up with the VRAM problem. And now let's run a benchmark real quick. And right now it's hard to get a graphics card, but we are installing the AMD Radeon RX 7600. It's actually my first AMD card I ever bought. I had ATI cards long time ago when before AMD bought ATI. Now, first of all, what was important for me, that has an 8-pin power connector like we have here as well. So that's gonna work for sure. We have 8 gigabyte of VRAM now instead of just 6 gigabyte of VRAM. And what we are going to do now, we just run the benchmark for Forza, and then I'll make a snapshot of that benchmark, and then we're gonna install this graphics card, deinstall the NVIDIA drivers, of course, and then we're gonna see what's better. Before we do that, we do a little unboxing, and then I'm actually putting both graphics cards side by side. Both of them have advantages and disadvantages. So with the RTX, the ray tracing would be better, and the DLSS, I think it's called like that. I don't care about ray tracing right now, although as far as I know, this one can also do ray tracing. But that's not a thing. I just needed more VRAM. As I said, as of today, it's almost impossible to get a graphics card or an affordable graphics card. And what you see right now, we do the benchmark. Right now, we are running with 60 frames per second. That's actually fine because we have a resolution right now of 1080p. But my problem is we always have the VRAM issue. The same is with actually, and which is way more severe with the Flight Simulator 2024. I'll give you the specs of my computer later. It's an i5 9th generation with 6 CPU cores, and I'll put the description of my system. We have 32 gigabytes of RAM. I'll put the specs at the end of the video. Now, we have to keep in mind this now, the GPU and the render marks. So right now we use 4 gigabytes of VRAM out of 6, but the problem is I turned almost everything off which we could. Oh, and by the way, here it is. We have an Intel Core i5 9600K clocked at 3.7 gigahertz right now. You could overclock this one. We are not going to do that. I overclocked the RTX 2060 90 gigahertz, no megahertz, I guess. It doesn't matter. I'll look it up later. And what you see, so it's a custom render quality, which means we have turned off ray tracing and all of that. So I'm not gonna change that. And we achieved the 60 frames per second. But honestly, if we would run the game now, it's pretty sluggish. And actually, once I started, sometimes we even get the VRAM warning. We don't get it right now for one reason, because I actually configured the game that way that we are not getting it, which means we have almost the lowest settings possible. Not the lowest, but it's all like set on medium. And I hope we achieve a little bit better settings. Let's just go into the game real quick, and then actually we do the unboxing of the Radeon RX 760. Then we take that baby out of the PC, and then we shall see. By the way, if you're interested in this PC, it's 1 out of 2000. That's number 1599 from IBUYPOWER. I've just uploaded a video about this computer, and I hope, okay, so now we can go into the race real quick. Maybe it's not sluggish right now, but my hope would be actually that we could have better graphics settings once we install the Radeon graphics card. And we can see here from the back what it has. So I'm not sure what the AMD Radeon's display engine, whatever that is, sounds cool, but I guess it's maybe just marketing, blah, blah. And now let's just go into the game real quick. So right now we actually run on stable 60 frames per second, but as you might see, we really have like horrible graphics. And now let's unbox the graphics card. Okay, alrighty, as I said, we're gonna quickly unbox the graphics card. Let's just see what's in the package. And let's just open that. I'm pretty sure it's not too spectacular, but we shall see. So let's just see what's in that box. Okay, so it's actually a pretty nice box. Install guide, blah, blah, blah. So there's not really much in there. And then we have the graphics card itself. So you can see right away it's like for, it's 2 slots wide, which of course was to be expected. And then what does that? Remove protective film before use. So that's, oh, I didn't know that. So you see there is like that protective plastic film here. We removed this one. And then I guess there should be HDMI, so that's display port. And then we have HDMI, that's the one we are going to use. And oh, there is another protective film here, as you can see. Not sure why there is one, maybe not to get scratched. And we better remove this one, because I guess the card's maybe getting pretty hot. And so we should be safe here. So you see it comes with 2 fans, and that's how it would look from the inside somehow. And that's the back side. And I'd say let's take out the old card. Okay, so before we install the new card, I'm actually gonna delete all the NVIDIA apps here just to be safe. And then I guess we have to install the Radeon drivers. As you can see, best you go into apps, installed apps, and then you do the uninstall like I just did here. Okay, now we are uninstalling the graphics driver. As you can see here, I hope that Windows is still running. If once we uninstalled it, I guess it's just going back to the ordinary driver. And let's just restart the PC then. Okay, so good news. We still have some graphics after restarting. So that's a good thing, and I guess we are just back to the Windows default driver, which means next thing we are going to do, by the way, I got to deinstall Firestorm as well, because that's for my Zotac gaming card. Once we did that, we finally gonna swap out the graphics cards. Okay, let's remove the graphics card. So first we disconnect the power, and then we should get that baby out. Okay, so just a little thing, I actually had to deinstall this one. I'm not sure if every PC has that. And then there is also a little thing here. It's hard to see. You see this one, that little lever, which you actually have to release, and now we pull the card out. Okay, now we should hopefully be able to pull that baby out. And there you have it. So that's the old card, and let's just compare it to the new one. Let me just change the video real quick. Okay, so that's the old card, and that's actually the new one, the one on top. So you see it's slightly bigger. There is no difference in if we put it here from the width, but definitely that's a little bit larger and beefier. And now we're gonna put that baby in. Okay, so first thing we wanna do, we actually wanna take away this little protector here. You see it was here, and I'm gonna put it on the old card I have. And I don't know if you see it, but that's that little lever I told you here, which you actually have to release. So you snap the card in, and then that should actually lock, but if you take it out, you have to release this one. And as you can see, it actually, the graphic card blocks one of my PCI X slots, but I still have another one here, and I have another big one here. So fun fact, I could have put in a second graphics card, which we are not going to do. And that's actually the system battery. I should have changed this one as well. So just by coincidence, I have one 2032 battery here, and since that battery is unfortunately placed directly under the graphics card, which would go here, and this one is 5 years old, we're going to change that as well real quick. Okay, so the old battery, this one, it's out, and let's just pop in the new one real quick. So we should be good for the next years. And so we have the new battery in place here, in my case a 2032, and now we can install the graphics card. By the way, that's an M2 to PCI SSD, and that's also an M2 SSD, and that's actually the 8 connector, the power connector with the 8 pins, which we need for the graphics card as well. And so that's what I said. So that's the power connector where we have to put it in later. Okay, so the new card is in. I've actually checked that that little lever here is connected. And now we have to install the power connector, which should go in just like so. Alrighty, so the power connector is in, graphic card is installed, and now let's just fire that thing up. So just make sure that you connect the screws here again, and then I also have to connect this one, which is this plate here. We're gonna connect it here. So you see this one is just kind of going in like so, like a double security plate, or however you want to call that. Okay, so finally the new graphics card is installed, but I run into a huge problem. As you can see, the package temperature, so that's the CPU temperature here, is 100 degrees centigrade, which I guess is even hotter. So that means my water cooler is actually not working fine. Either we have like water bubbles in here or a different problem, and that's not good. So what I already did, I actually cranked up the fan, actually not this one, there's a fan behind that, to get some help with the water temperature. And you see that here, that's the pump fan, so it's actually already running full speed. The system temperature, that's fine, but that doesn't help me. My problem is what I just said, that we have a huge CPU temperature, so I cannot really run it too long now. I can tell you that I ran Forza already now with the new graphics card. It's way better. But I have to end that video here before we do the final, and you see we have the new driver installed. Before I make the final video, most likely we either have to change to a new water cooler, or I go for an air cooler, and that will be the follow-up video then. But so far the swap of the graphics card worked fine, but now I run into this heat problem, and I am pretty sure that my water cooler has a big issue, and you can actually feel it. One of these hoses should be pretty warm and the other one cold, but I feel no difference, so that's a huge problem.